shifting. One of the things I find with most ambitious, self led women in business, especially those who have hustled their way to six figures or, found their way in that lane, is there's a tendency to go into isolation during the grind. Now, one word that you will rarely hear me say, unless I'm speaking about the opposite of it, is grind. It's not necessarily my favorite word, but it works for context in what I'm sharing on today. And I say that because I believe you should build a business that funds your lifestyle, not run it, not one that you are hustling and grinding to create, but one that happens from a space of alignment, ease, flow, and simplicity. But I find that many ambitious women, especially when they're hunkering down, maybe like we're doing for this lock in time, the last 100 days of the year, is to go into isolation. And I completely get it because that level of intensity and focus and not being thrown off, it has its advantages. But what I also know to be true is when you go into isolation, you are devoid of any type of advice or community that sparks a different level of creativity. I guess the word clarity was wanting to come out because if you are unclear in isolation and you only have your own thoughts, it doesn't always change your clarity. And I get it. We are women, we're emotional, and sometimes that space of just being alone is necessary. Listen, I am an introvert, probably one of the highest spaces of being an introvert. So, time alone is important to me. It's my way of retreating or gathering my energy back or assuring that I'm not being consumed with too many external things, thoughts, and experiences so that I can stay grounded. But I also understand the importance of being in community that has the capacity for where you desire to go. And one of the reasons I feel we often lean into isolation as a end all be all solution when it's not, it is a space in the process I feel that's necessary from time to time, but it is not the end all be all. And one of the reasons I feel that we opt for that often is because we simply have not found community that has the capacity for what we're building. But those communities are out there, those connections are out there, and you have to be open to receiving that type of interaction. Don't go completely into isolation when you're wanting to transition and do something new. Yes, let that be a space of rejuvenation, going back into yourself, being able to be aware and hear your own thoughts and feel your own feelings and your body and not be overstimulated by external things. Absolutely important. One of the activities my clients and I did in my mastermind one year is we detoxed from social media for a specific time frame. Now, of course, marketing, things like that, but no scrolling, all those things. So I think different spaces of isolation are important. But when you're looking to go to a new level, you need community and or connection that has the capacity for one, for what you're carrying, but two, where you desire. Decide is a good word too, because you have to decide, but where you desire to go. And you have to be open to receiving that. Everything is energetic. Are you open to being in community or connection with others who have the capacity for what you're carrying? That's my take on today. I am Tanya Wilson, also known as the Growth Strategist, business consultant and mindset coach. I help women just like you step into their personal power, scale their business, and create lifestyles they love. If you're serious and you're ready for added support, and it's time to get out of isolation, it's time to connect with someone who has the capacity for what you're carrying, schedule a complimentary clarity call with me. Let's decide what type of support you need and what are your next best steps. I'll leave the link to that in the comments. It's renewfullcircle.com/your clarity. I'll leave the link in the comments. Peace and abundance.